Today's topic is quadratic equation. Now, what is the quadratic equation? The general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We have learned it in class 10. Now, the equation in which the highest power of the unknown quantity is 2. Here the unknown quantity or the variable, its highest power is 2. Highest power is 2. Then this form of equations are called quadratic equations. Generally, quadratic equation has two values. X is a variable and it cannot have more than two roots. Now, it can be classified into purely quadratic equation and adfacted or complete quadratic equation. If the equation ax square plus bx x square plus c is equal to 0, where a cannot be equal to 0. See why a cannot be equal to 0? Because if a is 0, this part will vanish. Then it will become a linear equation. It will no longer be a quadratic equation. So a cannot be equal to 0 here or here. This is a complete quadratic equation or adfacted quadratic equation. This is a purely quadratic equation where b is equal to 0. The one equation in which the term containing the first degree of the unknown quantity is absent. This is the first degree of the degree 1 of the unknown quantity is absent here. It is a purely quadratic equation, and it is when b is not equal to 0, then it is adfacted quadratic equation. And x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is thus known as the standard form of the quadratic equation. Here a cannot be equal to 0 and a, b, c are numbers. It may be real number or complex number, and x is a variable. Now, you have read in class 10 that if you take common from here, then you will get x square plus bx by a plus c by a is equal to 0. And nature of quadratic equation takes this form: x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. I am not discussing about how we come here. I am not discussing about it because you have read it in class 10. X square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots. If we compare these two, then this is x square, sum of the roots into x, so sum of the roots is minus b by a, product of the roots is c by a. So if the two roots, that means the two values of the variable x is considered to be alpha and beta, the equation takes the form x square minus alpha plus beta plus x into x plus alpha beta means product of the roots when the roots are considered to be alpha and beta. See, if it is x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, then x square minus 3 plus 2 into x plus 3 into 2 is equal to 0, where 3 and 2 are the values of x. So we come to the conclusion, sum of the roots is equal to minus b by a. Compare it with this one. Sum of the roots is equal to minus b by a. Product of the roots is c by a. It is the product of the roots. Now what is b? B is the coefficient of x, a is the coefficient of x square, c is the coefficient of x to the power 0. So we can also say in this way, sum of the roots is equal to coefficient of x to the power 1 by a means coefficient of x square, and alpha beta is equal to c by a means coefficient of x to the power 0 by coefficient of x square. Now you can also derive the Sridhar Acharya's formula from this. I have shown you the derivation, you will get in the book. So you know that this is the Sridhar Acharya's formula: minus beta plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this is the determiner, because if its value is negative, then it will become negative. Under root negative means imaginary number. B square minus 4ac negative means b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So it is a determiner. It determines whether it will be a real number or an imaginary number. Imaginary number is also known as complex number. If alpha beta are the roots, we generally consider when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, we consider two roots. One is minus beta plus root over discriminant by 2a, minus beta minus discriminant root over of discriminant by 2a. And we read in class 10, when b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the roots are said to be real. It has real roots. When equal to 0, it has real equal roots. When less than 0, it has imaginary roots. Now you should remember that if d1 and d2 be discriminants of two quadratic equation, let us consider two quadratic equation at the same time. Let the first quadratic equation has a discriminant d1 and the second is d2. Sum of this d1 plus d2, discriminant of two quadratic equation, if it is greater than 0, remember this one, if it is greater than 0, then at least one of d1 and d2 must be greater than equal to 0. And if d1 is less than 0, then d2 must be greater than 0. If d1 is greater than 0, then d2 must be less than 0. If the reverse happens, if the sum of the discriminant of two different quadratic equation is less than 0, then what will happen? Then at least one of d1 and d2 must be less than 0. If d1 is less than 0, d2 must be greater than 0, and also the reverse happens.